My name is Latanya McQueen Akufo, and I am here to share with you my experience dating an African. I am American, born and raised from Detroit, Michigan, and I am married to Michael Akufo. He is born and raised a Ghanaian. He is from Accra, Ghana. He did spend some parts of his life in Central Africa, Central Ghana, in Contampo. I'll get that right eventually. And how we met is we actually met on peoplemeet.com. Initially, when I went onto the website, it was not to look for a relationship. I actually went out on a website because I relocated to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I've been here about 8 years plus. I was just sitting around a little bored, and I decided to sign up for a website so that I could meet some different people and just have conversation. And he is one that I met. And we chit-chatted through internet for a while, and he decided to invite me out and asked me to come and visit his country. Well, I was a little leery about it, so I was like, no, I'm not coming to visit your country because, I don't know anyone there, and I am not trying to end up 6 feet under. So I decided to just kind of chit-chat with him a little longer, and it was exciting because that gave us an opportunity to kind of learn about each other's culture. So I would say about a year and a half, 2 years later, I decided to go ahead and to visit Ghana. And before I left, I made sure I took the necessary precaution to ensure my safety. The embassy knew where I was located. I gave the address and phone numbers to several of his family members, as well as my family here knew where I was located. When I went, it was in December because I remember I was there for Christmas and I was there for New Year's. And they picked me up from the airport, and they escorted me, him and his friends, they escorted me to my hotel room, allowed me to get situated, and then they just took me out on the town and let me see what their city was like. And it was really nice. What I love most about Ghana, I would say the people are humble, very friendly. If you're from the States, it kind of reminds me of the South back in like the 70s with the dirt roads, things of that sort. Really old school, the kids taking baths in tubs. But it's a beautiful place to visit. And it's amazing at how peaceful the people seem, especially compared to here in the States. Like, we basically have everything at our feet, and we're still constantly complaining or talking about committing suicide. But here you have this country where these people, they don't have everything that they probably want in life, but they're content with it, and it's just really nice to see that from the people. I love the music. I love the food. The food was great for the most part. I would say my favorite dish is the banku with the fried fish and the pepper sauce. And what else do I like? I love the fried plantains. I enjoy the fried plantains. And I love the fresh coconut cut from the tree. Oh, and the mangoes. The mangoes are to die for. Like, their mangoes are like this big. And here in the States, we get mangoes and they're like this small and they taste like crap. So the fruit is great. Oh, and sugar cane. Sugar cane reminds me of my grandfather when I was younger. He used to always cut sugar cane. And I was really, really excited to see that they were selling sugar cane on the side of the roads. And it actually tastes like sugar cane from when I was young. What I would say I like the least, I really did not try a lot of dishes. One of the challenges for me is that I don't eat red meat. And every time they went to cook for me, they wanted to feed me like goat, things like that. And all I eat is fish and chicken. And so I always had to explain, I'm sorry, all I eat is fish and chicken, which was a challenge. But the thing that I did not like the most, I would say, would be the Fanti Kenkey. And I think it's only because I had a bad experience with it. When I was in Ghana the first time, my husband took me to Elamina so that I could go see the Elamina slave castle. And the guy who actually escorted us up there, his friend Andy, his auntie lived there. So she cooked for us. And I recall telling my husband, don't put a lot on my plate because I don't want to offend them if I don't like it. And so, we sat down to eat, and then my husband started just piling my plate full of this Fonzie King-K. And maybe to him it wasn't a lot, but to me it was a lot. And they served it with the fish and with the sauce, and I didn't like it. It was not good at all. So I'm sitting here with all this King-K on my plate and thinking to myself, how am I going to get this off my plate without offending the auntie? So every chance I got, I would take a piece off my plate and I would stick it on my husband's plate. And then after he would eat, I would take another piece and I would just keep sticking it on his plate until it was all gone. And luckily I was able to do that without being noticed. What I love most about my husband, and what actually made me decide to marry him, I love that, number one, most and foremost, is that he's God-fearing and he is true to his religion. And the second thing is that he's very family oriented, and that's something that you don't see a lot of in the States. Like, it's there, but it's more so with your immediate family, whereas with him, they're really close-knit with their cousins, uncles, aunties. They're outside of their immediate family, which I thought was just awesome. And then I love his dedication. When I was in Ghana the first time, we went to Kankum Park, and I did not know that I had to walk up this mountain to get to the canopy. And so we're walking up these stairs that are made out of stones, so it's not leveled, and I'm out of breath, and all these kids are there on field trips, and they're laughing at me because I'm out of breath, and I'm like, no one told me I had to walk up this mountain to get to this canopy. And so my husband, he ran down the mountain to get me water, and when he came back, he was drenched, sweating. I didn't even know he was going down there to get me water. And I turned around and he had this water for me, and it just touched my heart. So that definitely impressed me. What I would say he loved most about me is that I'm a strong woman. He appreciates that and he respects that. Also that we have a lot in common because I'm a God-fearing woman as well. And that I have a desire to grow together, for us to make the best out of our lives and for us to grow together. And I could be wrong. I'm just going based on what I've heard him say or what I've heard him tell other people. But if I had to guess, that's what I would guess. One thing that I do to kind of keep our relationship strong is I make sure that I plan trips so that we spend a lot of time together. And, we travel here locally in the States. We go to Hollywood, Los Angeles, travel back to my hometown, Detroit, from time to time. We've taken cruises together, and of course we've traveled back to Ghana together. But it's really important to keep that spice in our relationship, and it's exciting to see how he reacts and respond to different things. Like, we'll go to concerts, and we'll go to comedy shows. We've gone to see Kevin Hart. We've gone to see different people. And sorry, got a call coming in. And it's just really important to for us to keep the excitement there. So in regards to Ghana, I would love to move back. I never lived there. I would love to move to Ghana. We've actually considered purchasing land. We're actually going to look at land in Aburi, and that will be next year, around April next year. That's what our plans are. And maybe sometime in the future we'll move to Ghana, but right now it's just not the best decision financially for me to pick up and move to Ghana, or for him. So we'll see what happens. So that's pretty much all. I hope I covered everything that I have for you. But I do have some advice for intercultural dating, because that's one of the challenges that I faced when I first met my husband, is if it's the right decision, and just making sure that I have a clear understanding. So I would say intercultural dating is very exciting. You're never bored. Okay. You're never bored. It's always exciting. There's always something new to learn. So I would say embrace that and take the time to immerse yourself in your spouse's culture, just to kind of learn as much as you can about their life, and for them to take that opportunity to learn as much as they can about your life as well. And then also, just be confident in a decision that you're making. If you have any doubt whatsoever, because there's always something going on or some underlying reason as to why someone might want to be with you. And it could be intercultural dating or it could be local dating. But if you have any doubt whatsoever, I would say follow your heart and don't ignore it. There's going to be a lot of times that there's misunderstanding. So just go into any discussions you have with your spouse with an open mind, and listen before reacting. Don't respond immediately. That's something that I had to learn through trial and error, is to take the time to understand what they're saying, ask questions, and make sure you have a clear understanding before you respond. And then don't let your cultural differences define you. Accept the other person differences and make sure that they're willing to accept your differences. But that's pretty much it. And thank you for listening to me, and best of luck. Bye-bye.